Hello, my beautiful fellow Scorpios. So, this is your self love reading that is going to remind you of just how much of a bad ass you are, in case you forgot. Please do not let anyone make you question how much of a bad ass you are, because that is exactly what you are. So, what we're going to find out is one, what is amazing about you? What makes you amazing, Scorpio? What makes you amazing is that you are someone that stands up for yourself. You stand up for what is right. You stand up for other people when you need to. So when people initially meet you, Scorpio, because of your quiet and secretive nature, they may think that you are easy to push around. They can bully you and things like that, or you're just, another commoner just walking about, right? Someone that's easy to get anything from or pull something over their head. But technically, you typically know what is going on, but you just stay quiet and kind of see how things are going to play out, right? You're someone who you don't pick fights, but when someone picks a fight with you, you sure make sure to finish it, right, Scorpio? So that is what's amazing about you. You stand up for what's right. You stand up for yourself. You speak up when you need to. You don't go around picking fights, but you finish them when it is brought to you or when they are brought to you, okay? So there's something absolutely beautiful. No matter what's going on in your life, you know when to speak up, when to stand up, when to, kind of calm down and things like that, especially when it comes to yourself. You are emotionally balanced, right? So people usually don't know that until they get to know you. By this time, it's sometimes too late because they've already effed around and found out the hard way that you are not to be played with. So that is what's amazing about you. Please keep that characteristic about yourself just the way it is. Do not let anyone fool around with you because you're not a toy. So, something you accomplished in the past was overcoming some type of mentality that had to do with materialism and being superficial. And a lot of us struggle with this, so it's not just you. A lot of people you see have this mindset where they think because they're wearing a brand name pair of shoes, brand name clothes, live in a big house or a car, then that means they're all that in a bag of chips, but yet they are kind of shallow and empty on the inside. So you learn how to overcome that. You are someone that is more so now living a fulfilling life, or you're working towards this. You're finding a higher meaning in life, which is why we have the tower here. You had some type of experience or ending that led to you finding higher meanings in life, right? Finding the deeper meanings in the things and places and people around you so that you could feel a little bit more fulfilled in life. In the past, you may have been dealing with people that, promoted this type of mindset where it's like, I'm wearing Gucci, or, I have this amount of money, I work this job that pays a lot of money and things like that. So it was really materialistic. But you have stepped outside of that, or you're stepping out of that to find meaning in life, to find wholeness, to find joy and happiness in your life, right? Because those are the things that matter. You are building your character, or you already went through the work to build your character so you could have something more of a little bit more substance to yourself. And that is absolutely beautiful. And I am, applauding you for that. So please keep up that amazing work. What you bring to other people is a genuine and honest nature, right? You speak to people's heart. You speak to their minds. You're not someone that, you just say whatever it is that comes to your mind. You think about things before you proceed, right? When people come to you with questions, concerns, or problems, you actually give them genuine and authentic advice on how to proceed and make changes in their lives so that it is beneficial for them and the people that are around them. So you are a very special person to have around. You give people an experience that is just unique in and of itself. That is not an experience you can just receive with any and everyone. You are very rare. To meet people like you in life, it is very rare because not everyone is genuine to their nature. This superficial aspect of you could have been kind of masking this aspect of you in the past. And the fact that now you are living in this truth is amazing, right? You're someone that people see as, very authentic, very genuine, very, divinely guided and things like that, very much loved by the universe. You may be really loved by a lot of people and you may not know it, but you are someone that is very much appreciated because of how you treat people, how you treat yourself, how you speak to people. You're someone that speaks life into other people. You're not really about the drama, the he say, she say. Regardless of what people tell you about other people, you still want to see things for yourself. You'll still take the chance to get to know people regardless of what you hear about them. And that is the right and mature thing to do. So please keep doing that, because you never know what difference that is making in people's lives, okay? So even though you may be less feeling like you are, alone and maybe weird or awkward for being that way, there's nothing weird or awkward about it. That is how we're supposed to be. And if someone tells you you're weird or you're awkward, you need to take that as a compliment, because being called weird just means that you are someone that is in charge of your own path. People don't tell you what to do, people don't control you. You guide and direct your own path in life, right? You're in charge of everything. You decide who comes on your path, who you need to let off, all of those things, right? What you're going to do in life, what makes you happy. You're not really dependent on what other people think of you. So when people call you weird and awkward, thank them at the end of the day, okay? So your skills. I am so glad this card came out for you as far as what you are good at when it comes to talent and skills, because you're someone that is highly intuitive. You're someone that naturally knows things. Sometimes you don't even know how it is that you know what you know, but you just know. You're someone that is extremely connected to the universe. The universe speaks to you in ways that it does not speak to other people. This is because you've put in a lot of work to get to where you are, not just in this lifetime, but throughout all the many lifetimes that you have been reincarnating and working on yourself, paying off your karma and things like that to other beings that are incarnating with you and things like that. So you are someone that is extremely wise beyond your years, regardless of how old you are. You could be, in your 20s and you know way more than someone in their 70s. And this is because of the life experiences that you've had, your bloodline, and things like that. So you are extremely someone essential to have around. You have a practical and analytical side. You have a spiritual and physicality side to you, where you understand both the physical realm and the spiritual realm. So people can come to you and talk to you about just anything you can think of. You may not know the answer, but you will guide them in a way that's going to make a difference, that's going to help them, find a solution in their life. You're someone who is mentally balanced. So you don't just see like one side of the story when someone comes to you or when someone picks a fight even with you. You are able to see things from a higher perspective. You're able to look at the problem, analyze it, or the situation and say, well, maybe yes, I feel this way, but maybe this is why this person feels this way, and this is what I can do or we can do together to resolve the problems, right? So you have a very balanced mindset. You're someone that is very quiet, so people never know what exactly it is you know. And as a fellow Scorpio myself, I can tell you we know a lot more than we say, but this is our natural state of being, right? We don't say too much. We're very secretive. We hold things very sincere. We hold people very sincere to us. But the meaning that cross us, we're kind of just done with them because it's like you knew better than that. You know not to try me. You know what you're doing, right? So why would you come for me and then try to pretend like that's not what you were trying to do? So we're very caring, genuine, and we hold people secret. But once they start effing up, we just don't have time for them anymore because we know exactly what they're doing. Even if they tell us that that's not what they were doing. At a certain age, when people start doing certain things, you know it's on purpose because they should know better. So that's you. You're someone who holds family dear. Some of you may be starting a new family, getting in a new relationship, starting a new business and things like that. All of these different things you're starting, you're going to be extremely successful at them because you know so much and you have acquired so much knowledge in life that you will know how to maneuver your way through all of these steps that are required to achieve what it is that you want to achieve. And even if it is like a field you've never worked in or a new idea or innovation that you're bringing about, you're going to do just fine because you have the almighty universe on your side that will be giving you the answers and connecting you with the right people so that you can manifest that business, that idea, that invention, whatever it is, or that family that you want. So don't you worry, everything is in your favor. You're going to be just fine. So I just applaud you for the amount of work that you have put in on yourself. And like just looking at this spread, I can see like where you started, like you started here, which lets me know that you used to be someone that used to, struggle with, being defensive and things like that, having to defend yourself, being combative and things like that, having to fight all the time for what you want, or just having to fight for people to hear what it is you had to say and things like that, feeling alone, feeling like you had to do silly things kind of to get your way or to get what belongs to you or what you deserve. You went through some type of change that brought some type of revelation in your life and put you in a better light, right, about yourself, in a better mindset and emotional state about yourself, and a better place in the world as well. So this is your transition. Basically, you're seeing where you started and where you are, as well. You've grown a lot. And if you do not realize that or don't believe that, I will highly encourage you to look at your journey throughout the years, what all you can remember, and be honest with yourself about the different experiences that you had and see how they affected you, how you maneuvered those. Also, look at how you used to handle situations in the past versus how you're handling them now. In the past, you probably used to react to a lot of things, whereas now you kind of just look at things because you already know what's going on and you just kind of let it go, because reacting in a specific way is not going to resolve anything for you. And also, the types of people you're dealing with, so you know how to respond to those types of people or not to respond to them at all. Because sometimes people are just trying to get a reaction out of you, so they'll do stupid things to upset you, right? So you've come a long way, Scorpio, and I hope you realize that. And don't take that for granted, um, at all. So you may feel like someone that is like an outsider looking in. It's what I'm getting with this Seven of Swords. So because of your unique character traits and how you carry yourself and how much you know about the world, both physical and spiritual, you feel like an outsider looking in a lot of the times because you know so much more than other people. So you have a hard time relating to other people. So a lot of the times it looks like, you don't really fit in with people, and you don't really know how to communicate with people on their level and things like that. And I'm not saying that to say that you're better than anyone, but it's just that you're just so far advanced in your spirituality, your ascension, your growth, and and things like that. It's really hard for you to relate to people. And I can assure you, this is something I have struggled with for a long time. And sometimes this trait about us can leave people thinking that we are standoffish or we think like we're better than them, but it's not that. It's just that we have a hard time communicating with people when whatever it is they're talking about is so mediocre. We like to talk about things that are a little bit more, you know, intricate, harder topics, complicated topics, and things like that, right? Bigger topics that have to do with world issues and, spirituality, self improvement, self development, things like that. We want to talk about things like that. We don't really care about, what someone went and bought when they went shopping, what they're cooking for dinner, and things like that. Those are not things that fascinate us, right? We don't care about the shoes you have on, the clothes you have on, what kind of car you're driving. Those are superficial things to someone with a mindset like you and myself, right? So because of that mindset, you have a absolutely hard time fitting in, or even just feeling like you are part of a group. Even when you are in friendship groups, you often feel like you are not really 100% part of the group because of the way you see things, your perspective. You always see all different sides. Sometimes people only see one side of a story, but you, Scorpio, have this ability to see each and every person's perspective in the story. So then that leads you to having a higher understanding of what's going on. And sometimes you'll see things way ahead of people. And when you try to explain that to them, they may say, oh, she's crazy or he's crazy. But it's not that you're crazy. You're just wise knowing. And I know people tend to say the high priestess is all knowing. High priestesses are not all knowing. They are wise knowing. They know quite a lot more than the average person does. That is why they are wise knowing, not all knowing. Because if they were all knowing, then there would be no reason for them to incarnate at all. Okay, or even for them to be separating from source to come on this planet or any other planet to learn, experience, and grow. So they are wise knowing, not all knowing. So this is something you are struggling with. You tend to look down on yourself for this, and this is not something to look down on yourself. What you need to do is just find people that have the same mindset as you. Form your own soul tribe. Try to connect with people that believe in the same things you do. Get online on social media and things like that. See like the different groups that are going that are present on those platforms, right, that have to do with spirituality. If you get into a group where the energy is just off, get out of there. You're not forced to be part of that group, basically, okay? So even at school, connect with people at work, connect with people that have the same mindset as you, that believe in things that you do. And if you feel that someone is fishy or faking it, you can distance yourself from them, right? So yes, make an effort to connect with the right people so that you can stop feeling like you are an outsider. As a Scorpio, we always have this thing where we feel not alone, but just we are rebels. We tend to do things our way. Okay, we move to the beat of our own drum, so we don't really fit in um, to a certain criteria that people have or people expect. We're not looking for validations from other people. So we have sometimes a hard time maneuvering our way through lives and relationships. And when people don't take the time to understand where we're coming from or who we are, then they just think we're shallow or selfish or egotistical and things like that. But that's rarely ever the case with a Scorpio. We just have a hard time relating to people, basically, right? So that's the struggle you are going through, and this is keeping you down. Please do not. You just need to connect with the right people and come to this realization that you are really unique. You are a unique individual, right? Okay. So, how should you show yourself to the world? Honey, it's basically you showing up as yourself. Live in your authenticity. You are someone that pays attention to everything. You're extremely detail oriented. So you notice everything. Things that people don't notice, you notice. So it is just reiterating everything I just said as far as how you should show up to the world and how you should show love to yourself. Live in your authenticity. Accept yourself for who you are. Okay. When people judge you for being different, accept that as a compliment, because at the end of the day, that is exactly what it is. It is a compliment. You don't owe anything to anyone to the point where you have to change anything about yourself so that people can accept you. You should not be worrying about people accepting you, because that is not why you are here. One of the things that people don't realize about our incarnation is that we are incarnating to learn how to accept ourselves as well. We're not just here to learn lessons and then, ascend and things like that. We are also here to learn how to accept ourselves, listen to our own voices and things like that. So when people come and tell us things about ourselves, we know what's true and what is not. So we know what to disregard and what to not disregard, or what to consider, right? So you are being told, in order to show yourself love, you need to live in your truth. You're someone that is psychic. You're someone that is spiritual. You need to accept that, live in that. You're someone that knows a lot more than other people know. There's nothing wrong with that. Accept yourself for who you are. I don't know why we tend to hide from this. And I'm saying we because I used to be this way. I'm someone that was born with a lot of spiritual gifts and things like that. And I've had these gifts since I was a kid. And for the longest time in my life, I was trying to hide it, pretending like I didn't know what was going on around me. But I always knew what people were up to and things like that. But because I was embarrassed of having these gifts, I have the gift of clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience. I have all of these gifts, even in dreams and things like that. I am extremely gifted, but because I was embarrassed and thought people would be judging me, because I was so spiritual and so awakened and things like that, I hid these gifts for the longest time. I'm one of those people, like, before someone passes away, I know that they're going to pass away. When someone, is about to have some type of experience, I'll know if I have a connection with that person, right? So I have a lot of different gifts. Like, I can even sometimes hear people's conversations before they have it or even after they've had it. If people are having a conversation about me and I want to know what they said, honey, all I have to do is go to sleep and I'll know exactly what it is you said. So, um, this is not something to be ashamed of. You are gifted naturally, And that is something you should be extremely, extremely grateful for to the universe, because there are people in the world that do not have those gifts activated in them naturally, because a lot of them do not have the characteristics of uh, um the mindset to use those gifts wisely. Say, for example, someone like me, even though I have all of those gifts, you wouldn't tell because I am really big on privacy, okay? Unless I feel like I'm in danger or something, I'm not evading anyone's privacy to look into anything. I don't care what it is you have going on. I don't want to know how much money you have in your bank account. I don't want to know who you're married to, who you're not married to. I don't care about any of that. Unless I feel like my life is in danger when it's in regards to you, I'm not looking into nothing. Okay, so be respectful be respectful and considerate with how you use your gifts and things like that. But at the end of the day, you're just being encouraged to live in your truth, to live in authenticity, accept yourself for who you are. There's nothing wrong with you. Sometimes that's all we need to hear, is that we are extremely okay the way we are. We don't need to change a thing about ourselves. But that is your self love read, Scorpio. I hope that brought light to some of the amazing things that are about you that maybe you didn't know. But hopefully you know now and will accept that about yourself, or accept those things about yourself, because you deserve to feel great. You deserve to feel amazing about yourself. You are someone that's fascinating that people want to be around. So you need to see that about yourself and carry yourself just as that, okay? So I will see you in the next reading. Goodbye for now.